Happy Thanksgiving Eve to I'm 11 Live weather impact meteorologist Melissa Nord. We are looking at a change in our weather pattern coming in for your Thanksgiving day. You know, it has not been very cold outside for the last 2 weeks straight. It's been warm. We've been tracking so many high temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Well, that pattern completely changes for our Thanksgiving day. We're looking at colder air moving in, and it's here to stay for several days. And while we have the cold air moving in, we also actually have the return of dry weather and sunshine. For now, though, I say, as we get into the end of the weekend, we will see some rain showers coming back. You can see the big picture map here. These are the wind chills. This is not the actual temperature outside. It's what it feels like on your skin. And what I want to show you is that up to our north and west, there's this kind of conveyor belt of cold air coming down from Canada that's dropping the feels like temperatures to the teens for Minneapolis and Chicago, and out towards Indianapolis, those wind chills are in the 20s right now, 31 in Louisville, and it's that colder air mass that is going to be pushing in here by tomorrow morning. So you will notice tomorrow the numbers running about kind of 25 degrees colder than where we've been the last couple of mornings. This morning we started off about 60 degrees. We'll step out Thanksgiving morning about 35 or so here in the metro. A couple spots in the mountains below freezing, but it will feel colder than that. We have this northwest wind we've been dealing with, and that's dropping our wind chills down through the 40s right now and then to the 30s by 11 o'clock tonight. We'll push this forecast track for the wind chills out to tomorrow morning. You can see wind chills in the 20s below freezing. So very cold start on your Thursday morning. And then once we get past that first couple of hours in the morning, it's still breezy and it's still chilly out there. We will see a temperature warm up, but it's not a warm day. It is a chilly day for this time of year. So the feels like temperatures stepping out in the 30s still at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock still in the 30s. Finally, by noon, we should see some spots climbing above 40 degrees. And then for the afternoon, it's just chilly and bright. Watch those wind chills by Friday morning. Ooh, cold for Black Friday shopping again. So we're going to have teens in the North Georgia mountains Friday morning and mid-20s for wind chills here in the metro area. So yes, colder air is moving in. That means if you're headed to a turkey trot or a gobble jog first thing on Thursday morning, we're expecting those feels like temperatures in the 20s to start you off for those. So I want to make sure that you are dressing warmly for the weather. I know that when folks are running half marathons and 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers, and you're really running and you're getting that body temperature up, you don't like to overdress in many layers. But I will tell you, don't forget, if you've been training the last 2 weeks versus what tomorrow's actually going to feel like, it's going to feel a lot colder. So hand warmers or some gloves, and then something to cover your ears, whether it be a hat or, you know, ear warmers or something like that is a good idea for Thursday morning for those turkey trots. It's going to be a cold one out there. Then for afternoon feast time frame, we've got a lot of people that like to, you know, do their big feast. And then I know some families like to do flag football. Other families like to go on a nice walk and, you know, stretch the legs, you know, loosen the belt, so to speak, after you've had a giant feast. Well, it's going to be chilly, but at least there is a lot of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. I've got us up to the low 50s for high temperatures, which for this time of year is running about 10 degrees below average. Our front from yesterday, now right along the southeast Georgia coastline, you can see that area where we still have some clouds there, but we are now seeing that cooler air mass settling in here. Big upper level low. This is kind of cool, this low pressure. You see this spin right over here. You see that spin. This is just the last hour of radar. I'm going to take it back the last 6 hours, and this will help you see that counterclockwise spin a little bit better. That low is pivoting a lot of Great Lake effect snow to western Michigan, even in towards parts of Wisconsin as well. Been getting some lake effect snow. Where it's warm enough, it is mostly rain, but we're seeing a little bit of that rain snow mix as well near Cleveland, where they've had temperatures today during the afternoon that were just warm enough for that. So a little bit of snow and rain over there, a lot of snow in that western Michigan time area right there. And I'll show you the winter big picture. We also have another area of some light snow pushing through Kansas right now, but big picture, what's driving that snow is the winds around that low coming in from the north and west, driving the cold, dry air down from Canada And it's those same winds that are going to push our temperatures much colder for our Thanksgiving Day. So colder air is moving in. Now, at least we have dry weather though. Dry weather tomorrow, dry weather Friday, dry weather Saturday. Then we get to the end of the weekend, things are going to change. And I want to talk about that for a second because you're probably off work all the way through the weekend if you're a lucky one. If you're not, like us, it's just another work day. But I want to talk about rain that could impact your travel plans, okay? We're going to be dry tomorrow, dry Friday, dry Saturday, but watch Saturday to our west. There is this rainmaker, low pressure system coming in with a cold front, and that brings some rain showers there back along the Mississippi River Valley by Saturday. Well, by Sunday, that's moving into our area, so it will bring us a round of some showers. It's going to be too cold for us to see like thunderstorms and severe weather and all of that. We're just not going to see that. But it will be nuisance, cold, chilly rain for your Saturday, or rather for Sunday. That's going to be moving in Sunday. Now, that wave will push out at some point, either Sunday evening through Monday morning, somewhere in there. And then later Monday into Tuesday, we see a second wave coming in. So there will be the opportunity to pick up some rainfall within those two weather systems and that Sunday system. It's a big travel day, so that could mean an impact if you're one of them that's traveling back home after the long holiday as that rainmaker is coming in. So on average over the next really 7 days, so through next Tuesday, we could get a ½ inch to an inch. This is just looking out through Sunday, and you can see generally a quarter, ½ an inch or so coming in with that first system. Then the second system on its heel could bring another, quarter to ½ an inch of rain or so. Our models are not all agreeing on the timeline of all of that rain and how much, real rain we're really looking at. But what they do agree on is, at this point, is there's two distinct weather systems, and these two distinct weather systems come in like back to back, and each of them bring us a round of some chilly rain. Now, the European model is generally a little bit more robust with those rainfall amounts. The the GFS, the American model, has been a little bit less in terms of the overall rainfall. But in the next 7 days, generally about an inch of rain coming, but some spots could see 1.5 inches, maybe even more than that. So that is coming in starting on Sunday. But in the meantime, tomorrow, bright, brisk, breezy, and chilly outside. We'll top out 40s in the North Georgia mountains, low 50s here in the metro. And although the sun is here, as the humidity drops and we have dry air, the ground's been drying out, the ground has been drying out, and we got the breezy winds, there is a little bit of an elevated fire risk. So the next couple of days with the breezy winds, we're back to that, hey, there's a fire risk, but the ground is not as dry as it was 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping that that's going to limit any of these little wildland fires from breaking out. Tomorrow night, even colder. So for Black Friday shopping, bundle up in lots of layers. These are the temperatures, low 30s, upper 20s. Remember, I showed you the wind chills earlier down in the mid 20s. So it's going to be feeling a lot colder than that. So dress warmly and lots of layers for that. What's also exciting on Black Friday is also our game of Clean Old Fashioned Hate, which traditionally was on Saturday, and then they decided last year to make it a Friday game, and now it's a Friday afternoon game. They keep moving it earlier and earlier, and it's now at Mercedes-Benz Stadium this year because Tech is having its big athletic center being renovated right now. So for this game, tailgating temperatures will be cold. Now the game time is, 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's going to be in the 40s right as you're heading in towards Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But for those early tailgaters who are like diehard fans and they love Hate Week, they just love it. I know that's an oxymoron, love Hate Week. It's a tradition here in the South if you're not from here. But it's going to be cold for those diehard fans that are out setting up their tailgate spots at the crack of dawn first thing on Friday morning. Dress warmly, lots of layers, bundle up, and by game time we should be in the 40s for that. I'm sure the roof of the Benz is probably not open. It's probably closed, but I don't know if they've officially announced what it's going to be for Friday. Okay, so you can see those colder mornings coming up. 36 tomorrow, 31 on Friday, Saturday 30. And then by the end of the weekend, those go up a little bit. That is because we track our moisture and rain chance on Sunday. So that helps us not have as cold of mornings when we have the clouds starting to move in and all of that. High temperatures staying chilly. If we took a calendar and looked at the entire month of November, it would not look like November. We had one cold snap around Veterans Day. That was it. Otherwise, it's been warm. We've had so many 60s and 70s. Well, not so much to round out the month. 51 tomorrow, 40s on Friday, 50 on Saturday, and 55 for the last day of the month on Sunday. So some chilly air is going to be sticking around. Now, big travel days coming up. If you're traveling Thanksgiving Day, I showed you that system bringing some lake effect snow around the Great Lakes. Well, it's pushing up through the northeast tomorrow. There will be more lake effect snow showers building in there. You can see the cold but dry sunny weather across the midsection of the country over here into the southeast. Another little low pressure system moving on the coast of the Pacific Northwest. This just brings rain to the lower elevations as you get well inland in towards kind of Montana, northern Idaho and everything, where you climb up in elevation in some of those spots in Idaho. You will be looking at some snow. Friday, you can see that little system cutting inland, bringing some snow there to the northern plains back to Wyoming, but dry here across the midsection of the country down to the southeast. Northeast looks breezy, but cold and dry as a whole. There is still some of that lake effect. Northwesterly wind that's going to drive some of the lake effect snow showers off Lake Erie, off Lake Ontario. All the Great Lakes will see some more of that lake effect snow for Friday. Saturday, if you're traveling back home after Thanksgiving, look at our next storm system. It pulls in the moisture off the Gulf, so we've got a messy rain and storm maker across that kind of southern plains region. Then on the northern side of it, ooh, sloppy snow taking up shop where the cold air meets with that moisture overrunning it. So going to be kind of a messy, nasty travel day from the northern, or rather middle plains, the central plains up into the Midwest. Some of those snow amounts, the snow rates could pick up and be over an inch an hour in some of those spots. You can also see that snow on Saturday stretches up into Wisconsin, Iowa, even out towards Chicago by the ending of the day. And then it's leaving Chicago by the afternoon on Sunday. But then this storm system moving across the country brings us rain on Sunday and a messy travel day across the Northeast. Now it's just going to be rain for a place like Washington, D.C., Raleigh, even New York. But as we look at Sunday morning time frame, that's when we could see the temperatures cold enough to where there's a little bit of sloppy snow that breaks out first thing in the morning on Sunday. So we've got a lot to track over the next few days, even though here in Georgia, it's just turning cold and bright until Sunday. For your planner on Thanksgiving, we'll start off cold, blustery in the morning. Wind chills will be in the 20s. Lunchtime, brisk and bright. Temperatures in the mid and upper 40s at that point. And then we'll top out low 50s with plenty of sunshine. Now you'll see on our 7-day forecast, not a big rise in those numbers coming up the next 7 days. We'll stay chilly through the weekend with rain showers coming back into play Sunday. Few showers lingering Monday morning. We'll see a break for a good chunk of Monday before more rain moves in Monday evening and overnight. And then Tuesday will bring, potentially Monday night into Tuesday morning, will bring the wettest stretch of the next 7 days. So within the next week, we could pick up a good inch, maybe some of us a little bit more of rainfall coming. That's your latest extended live weather update here on 11 Alive Plus. Thank you to so much of you joining us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube as well, throughout the weekend, I know you may be celebrating, enjoying time with family and loved ones. Well, I want you to know we're here for you. See, we've got this really robust streaming schedule just for you. Even if the news is not on the normal TV, we're going to be having newscasts throughout the holiday weekend right here on 11 Alive Plus, and that starts with your Thanksgiving Day. If you are used to seeing your normal news at 11 a.m. and you wonder, the parade's on TV, can I see my local news? The answer is yes. We have a newscast tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have another newscast tomorrow at 12:30 as the dog show is going on 11 Alive, our normal channel with NBC. And then later on in the afternoon, as we've got the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade repeat happening from 2 to 5 o'clock on 11 Alive, you can catch our local news on 11 Alive Plus at 4 o'clock on there. Then we'll resume with our normal news on 11 Alive. starting at 5 o'clock. You can catch that schedule if you just go to 11alive.com/TV listings. You're going to find it there for you. But I just want you to know that there is a wonderful platform called 11 Alive Plus. Some of you may be watching us on that. Others of you may be watching us on YouTube. But that 11 Alive Plus platform, we program that just like a normal TV station, except we have more news packed into every single day for you. So if we're not on normal TV because of football or whatever, we're probably on 11 Alive Plus. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here for 11 Alive News at 11 p.m. in about an hour and 45 minutes. We'll see you then.